welcome back. And for anything, I just want to say that my birds are being extra loud today, so you'll probably hear them the whole video. I don't know. Probably mating week, I'm not sure. They are a boy and a girl, so nothing to do about that. So, last week, what did I talk about? I think grief, kind of a sappy subject. So, let's do a little more cheerful and let's do, not family, maybe school, friends, I'm not sure. Did I talk about friends? I don't know. So, let's just do school. Of how you get through it mostly. Because school is already hard enough. And with mental or physical disabilities or emotional, it can be a little more difficult, but it is as it is. And you just kind of have to go through it. And that's the PG version of that. So, basically how I went through school, and as you probably already know, I didn't have a lot of friends all the time. Like, basically through grade 1 to, 5, 6, maybe 8 actually. Basically right just before high school. I basically just got a best friend. We had fun that year, and then all of a sudden they just left. Mostly a girl. I didn't really have a lot of guy friends growing up, as one does. Like, sometimes there's that girl that hangs out with all the guys. Sporty one or something. Anyway, yeah, just I had to go through that, so I guess that is kind of grieving a bit, but not really in the sense of that they died. Just lost them. Traveling, distance, yeah, that sort of thing. Anyway, instead of just friends, the school in general, basically when we were learning, I already knew that I learned differently, mostly because my head just thought of the most random things when I was being taught something, and honestly, sometimes my brain was just like, the hell is this? I don't know if it's because my ADD or my Aspergers, I'm not sure. But a lot of the time I just ask the most random or just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just questions I should already know the answer to, I guess. I'm not really sure of the word right now. I can't think of it. And obvious, there we go. The most obvious answer to a question. And I didn't really know that well, mostly because my brain was always somewhere else. So I'm not sure why. Anyway, it did take a while sometimes for me to learn something, because I'm just like, well, shouldn't it be this instead? Like, why do I have to learn different ways? Because my brain just didn't want to learn different ways of doing things. It just wanted to know the way that I was already taught. Like, let's say in Comtech that I had in high school, it's a editing course, a tech editing course, and learning how to do like editing photos, and I was taught a way to do it in grade 10, but grade 11 to 12 we were taught faster and easier ways, but I was stuck on doing it this one way, and that followed me to college when I did media editing. And honestly, it's because I'm just like well, why do we have to learn all these different ways when I already know this way? So basically our brains can just be stuck on this one way of doing it, and it's not because we don't want to learn new things, just because we don't want a change of it. That's what it all comes down to. We don't want to change the way we learn because we hate change. By we, I mean people with Aspergers. No matter how mild or how high you have it, like, it's just like we don't want anything to change. Which is why I was basically having a panic attack every day that I got closer to graduating, because I would be leaving school, be going to a new one, be graduating, so like this would be like such a different way of life in college than like basically from kindergarten. Like every time I switched new schools, I just had a panic attack because it was a change. But mostly it's just like I've known basically the same people since grade 1, from 1 to 12, so meeting new people, because I know they're not going to be in the same class as me in college, and they weren't. Like, there was all new people. They just, like, new people, new school, new everything. And I just kind of, like, had a meltdown and shut down every day. It's a total miracle I actually made it through high school in that last month, honestly. So, yeah, that was, I guess it's just kind of a rant about how I actually passed high school and how basically just saying my panic attack that I had, but whatever. Even though I have mild Aspergers, I still freak out over the smallest bit of change. Like, my dog's birthday, she's 13 now. Yeah, she's a bit of an old grouchy something. And, yeah, I kind of freak out mostly that because I know she's getting older and she is changing. She's still an energetic little distraction. So she gets distracted a lot too. We think she has ADD, honestly, because she doesn't have a lot of thoughts, and she gets distracted like any other dog, mostly by a squirrel or anything moving. And yeah, so I guess that is this week's video, part 3, is it? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's my little take on school with Asperger's. Yeah, so see you next week.